Welcome to Moving Forward, sponsored by MPW Mocklink TV and Mocklink Internet, online at mpw.org. Each weekday morning, our local talk segment brings you the people who are helping move our community forward. Let's start the show.
Good morning, AM 860 FM 95.1 KWPC. I'm Jordan Davis. Thanks for joining us here this morning for Moving Forward. As always, brought to you by Muscatine Power and Water. Right now, it's try it before you buy it. Go and check out all the services that they offer online. Head on over to mpw.org, see all the services, and then try them before you actually decide to pay for them. How good of a deal is that? Try it before you buy it right now, mpw.org. Again, I'm Jordan Davis. I'm joined by Krista Regenetter from the Muscatine Extension Office. How are you this morning?
Good morning. I'm doing great.
It is great to have you in. I actually got the pleasure of seeing you last Saturday
Yes.
at the Art of Gardening event that happened over at MCC. That was a whole lot of fun. Really glad that I was able to attend because it was really informative. There were some great classes offered. I really enjoyed. I got to go to the Stump the Experts, that panel
good.
in the
I'm
middle.
glad you did get to
That was really cool, getting to talk to them. They answered a couple of questions that I had about native species for plants or for trees and for ground plants, that kind of stuff. So
Wonderful.
it was a lot of fun. And but you've got all sorts of other stuff going on, so I'm just going to let you jump right in because you've got a lot.
Yeah,
right
we always have a lot going on. Well, kind of in the line of Master Gardeners. So that Art of Gardening is it's a one-day symposium that our Muscatine County Master Gardeners partner with MCC to put on. And it is an extension of what Master Gardeners do is they are volunteer educators that focus on home horticulture. And so that's one of the ways that they kind of take their knowledge and bring it out to the community. But we have a couple other things coming up with our local Master Gardeners. The first one, if you have fruit trees, did we talk about this? Do you have any fruit trees?
We used to have an apple tree, and my grandpa had a cherry tree growing on his property. But wait, our cherries are they a fruit? I don't know why that's not lining up with me. That would just be a fruit.
So are tomatoes.
So are tomatoes. That's the trick. Yeah,
that's the trick one.
Yeah.
So we're going to be hosting a fruit tree pruning and training workshop on March 27th from 5:30 to 7 at the Muscatine Arboretum, and there's a handful of fruit trees. There's apple, peach, pear. I shouldn't remember them all. Charles Ricky he's told me everything they have out there, but they have lots of trees. So Patrick O'Malley, who is an Iowa State University Extension and Outreach horticulture specialist, will be coming and teaching this and doing pruning and training techniques to maximize fruit production.
Gotcha.
Will be demonstrated on the apple trees. So we're going to be meeting off of Harmony Court. There's a shed off of Harmony Court. So you go down Harmony Lane, and then there's Harmony Court, and there's a shed on that corner, kind of by where the water fountain is in the Arboretum and the little library. So we'll be meeting over there and then walking over to the apple trees. So again, that's March 27th, 5:30 to 7. There is no charge for this and no registration needed. Just show up, and we're going to go check out some fruit trees. So
great.
So that is an event that we have coming up. Another one is we're trying to get people excited about the growing season. This winter has not been helpful.
No, it's put kind of a damper on our idea of what it's going to look like. So.
Yeah, so March 30th, which is the last Saturday of the month, we're going to be doing a growing season kickoff at the Environmental Learning Center at Discovery Park from 9 to 11. This is also a free event, no registration required. We're going to have two different educational opportunities. We're going to have two Master Gardeners talk. One is going to talk about tips for growing healthy tomatoes, so that Mary Danner will start about 9:20. And then Lynn Pruitt, another Muscatine County Master Gardener, is going to talk about sustainable soils, composting, things like that. So it's just 9 to 11. We're going to have a couple booths, so if people are interested in learning about other horticulture-related or conservation-related organizations within the community, this is a great time to stop out. It's being sponsored by the Muscatine Community Garden Association and Muscatine County Master Gardeners.
Awesome.
Yep, so two great opportunities to start sprouting your green thumb in this month of March. And then in May, just mark your calendars now, we do have, we team up, Muscatine County Master Gardeners teams up with the Cedar Valley Iris and Daylily Society, so they kind of call themselves CVIDs. and also the Muscatine Garden Club. And it used to be that all three of our organizations had separate plant sales. And a couple years ago, we said, this is silly. Let's just do it all together. So that's going to be Saturday, May 11th from 9 to noon, again at Discovery Park under the large shelter. And so the nice thing is you have these three different organizations, and we each kind of bring something to the table.
Gotcha.
So this is a great plant sale the day before Mother's Day, so that's a nice timing to maybe you can come get some plants for Mom. But there will be perennials from Muscatine County Master Gardeners, registered iris and daylilies from the Cedar Valley Iris and Daylily Society, and lots of beautiful plants from the Muscatine Garden Club.
Excellent.
So May 11th, 9 to noon at Discovery Park. Mark your calendars for that. And just two things that kind of sideline with that. If there is any women listening that are involved in agriculture as landowners or producers, I just want to promote that Washington County Extension is hosting a Women in Agricultural Conference on Saturday, March 23rd. It's 8:30 to 3, and they have a great agenda lined up with lots of different speakers coming, and just lots of great stuff. So you can find out more about this. I don't know what's the best way to say. You can call our office. You can always call our office at 263-5701. Probably I also would say that if you Googled Women in Agriculture Conference, Iowa State, you're going to land right on this too. So that's a great opportunity. That's Washington County is an hour away, so it's not very far, and it's a Saturday, so if folks are looking for some learning opportunities, that's a good one.
Excellent. We've talked about that before because you guys hosted one not too long ago, right?
Well, we are a part of the Women, Land, and Legacy chapter, and so Women, Land, and Legacy is a group that's specially designed to connect women in agriculture together and create kind of a network system and also learning opportunities focused for women. Because lots of time women in agriculture, when they go to things, there's only a few women in the room.
Right.
And so that can be intimidating and maybe not the greatest situation where you can ask your questions and feel comfortable in that. So Women, Land, and Legacy, also this Women in Agriculture Conference, are meant to kind of provide women, because more and more there's a lot of women landowners and operators.
Yeah, there's a large percentage.
Yes, and it's growing in the state. And so these are opportunities for women to get together and be able to ask the questions that they want to ask and get the information and also connect with other women that are in similar positions with them. So
excellent.
For the Women, Land, and Legacy, we've been hosting listening sessions or learning sessions, I guess they're called Learn and Grow, at Grandma's Kitchen in Walcott, since our chapter is Scott, Muscatine, and Cedar County. Walcott's right in the middle of all of that. So the next one of those is going to be Friday, April 5th, and they're at 1 o'clock. And in fact, what they're going to do is people are going to be reviewing. There was a handful of conferences in March, so they're going to be kind of going over the highlights of those conferences. So that's another opportunity for women to connect to.
That's great.
Yeah. Along those lines, too, of learning is we are doing a training, or we're helping co-host a training for early childhood professionals, so people who work with 3 to 7-year-olds, and we're going to be doing 2 of these on Saturday, April 6th. It's a great way to get your continuing education credits that are required and for free. So the first one in the morning from 8:30 to 12:30 is called Growing Up Wild, and this is a really fun one because it's basically going to you get a whole workbook, and there's receive a guide with 27 nature-based themed activities. There's snack ideas, take-home family activities. It's basically trying to build on children's sense of wonder and get kids outside and exploring. So if you work with that 3 to 7-year-old, whether you're in-home daycare, center daycare, preschool, however, and even if you don't need the credits and you work with this age kid, you are welcome. For Muscatine County residents, it's free. It's being covered by the Early Childhood Iowa, Muscatine County, and this is a partnership with the Muscatine County Conservation and Iowa State University Extension. And then we're going to be offering a free lunch from 12:30 to 1, and then you have another opportunity for some learning from 1 to 3, and this one is preschoolers and pennies. So our human sciences finance specialist is going to be leading this one, talking about the important role in promoting financial literacy, but at an age-appropriate level for that 3 to 7-year-old. So registration information is on our website. I always say just Google Muscatine County Extension because we're the only Muscatine County. And you'll find our website with information. you need to register by April 1st, and it's April 6th. That's on a Saturday, and we do that because a lot of times early childhood providers, it's hard for them to get away during the week because that's when they're providing care, But I think it's two really great opportunities and right here, and they're free. So I encourage people to get signed up for that.
That's great. And it's great to get the kids involved in outdoor stuff because it's becoming more and more clear that there's kind of a downtrend for the outdoors for kids. There's a lot more to do inside. It seems like that's becoming the thing. So they're not, and a lot of people that live in towns maybe aren't exposed to it as much as the folks that live in rural communities. And
I think our times have changed too. And when you were growing up, I'm going to make a guess, which maybe I may be wrong, but was your mom home? Did you stay home in the summer?
In the summer. So in the summer, it was my Aunt Pam took care of us. Okay. So she was a stay-at-home mom for a good portion of our childhood, and so she took care of me and her 3 kids. So she had 4 little ones running around all the time. Yeah.
So probably as you got older, and she's your aunt, she could let you roam the neighborhood and go do stuff. And more and more parents are working, and you have to have the 2 incomes in the family to sustain a family these days. I know that's true for my family. And so when kids are at a provider's home, it's much less likely they're going to just go let them wander the neighborhood, because as parents, we'd be like, what?
Yeah.
So it's there. I think the opportunities are just different. And so that's why this is a really great curriculum, because it gives it a more structured way, but a way that parents are going to say, be supportive of how do we get kids connected to outdoors and to nature and
because it's not that parents don't want their kids to be outside running around doing stuff. It's that they're worried about them.
They just want them to
make
be
sure they're safe. Right.
Exactly.
Right.
And that's what we all want.
That seems to have changed a lot. Now, this is nothing against my parents or what they allowed us to do. We were growing up. There were times they had no idea where we were. We were out running around.
Yeah.
We were out on the town riding our bikes around. This was back when you could still ride bikes in city limits. So, that was over in Alito. That's something I don't need to bring up. I'm sorry.
No.
There was a while there where you couldn't ride bikes on sidewalks or something like that. I don't remember.
See, and that's I think the one thing I will say in Muscatine that is a challenge is that there's lots of areas that don't have sidewalks, and so even for my kids, half of the walk to school, there's no sidewalks, and so I probably, if there were sidewalks the whole way, I would have been letting my kids walk to school by themselves a while ago, but because they're on the street and people they drive fast, and so it's just a little different world.
It's crazy how much it's changed just in the last 10 years, honestly.
Yeah.
I mean, I was 13 10 years ago. That was when we were running around like that. So it's crazy how much it's changed.
32 10 years ago. So I've been out of that for a while. Well, speaking of those kiddos and things to do with them, because guess what? There's no school this Friday, and there's no school all next week because it's spring break.
Oh, is it really spring break already? Holy cow.
Yes, and so what do you do with them? So we have the answer for you for at least a couple of the days to get them out. So we do have our spring break camps starting up at the Extension Office. This Friday on March 15th, we have the Island Adventures Camp for our 1st through 3rd graders, and my little guy is signed up for this. Campers are going to explore and learn about ocean and coastal life, and so otters, manatees, polar bears, whales, and things like that. So they're going to be doing hands-on, and as we've talked, and it even says they may even run into a pirate or two. So we'll see about that. But that is from 9 to 3 at the Extension Office. It's only $20 for your camper, and they should bring a sack lunch with them, which I'm glad that I just said out loud because I would have probably forgotten Friday. So this is a great opportunity. That Friday I find is kind of a hard one since it's at just the end of this week. This is something they can do. And then on Monday, March 18th, for that same age, that 1st through 3rd graders, is the Mad Magician's Laboratory. So again, 9 to 3. All these camps are from 9 to 3. Campers are going to learn about different famous magicians, explore gravity, reactions, and optical illusions. And so, we've talked about this in the past. Everything we do is about the experiential learning model and about learning by doing and applying. So those are our 2 opportunities for 1st through 3rd graders. And then our 4th through 6th graders, we have a camp, one on Wednesday, March 20th, and one on Thursday, March 21st. The Wednesday one is Camp Create a Lot. And so campers are going to spend the day being creative, learning, and having fun. They're going to be exploring design elements, art principles, and using different art mediums. So I think it's going to be somewhat student-driven, too, because we have lots of different things they could do. And since they're a bit older, they'll be able to give some input on what kind of things they want to do.
Gotcha.
And then on Thursday, I think you said that this was one that you were interested in, the Slimy, Gooey, Gross Camp. Is one of our ever-populars. And the thing that I want to make sure folks know about this is, the camp Slimy, Gooey, Gross is based off of a curriculum that has lots of different activities in it. So if your camper has done this before, it's not necessarily going to be the same.
Right.
Yes, yeah. So hands-on science activities, exploring slimy, gooey, and sometimes really gross science. So
that's fun.
All of those are 9 to 3. This is on our website. It's on our Facebook page. Again, the first 2 are for 1st through 3rd graders, and the second 2 are for 4th through 6th graders. But it's a great opportunity for $20 just to get the kids out of the house and doing something different, using their brains in a fun, creative way. So let us know if you're interested in signing up for that. We're excited about that one.
Excellent.
So I got 2 things left. Do I have time?
Yes.
Okay, we'll bust through them. So Muscatine County Extension has teamed up with United Way of Muscatine, the Community Foundation of Greater Muscatine, and Align Impact Muscatine. We all really like Muscatine, But we've been doing these social innovation learning labs, and basically they're just a learning opportunity for people in the social sector, and whether that's in the government side or the nonprofit side or that kind of thing. But we're going to be hosting another one of these learning opportunities on where is it? On April 10th. I was like, I lost it. On Wednesday, April 10th at 9 o'clock, and this one's going to be marketing on a budget. So Charla Schaefer with the Community Foundation and Kim Warren with AIM are going to be the presenters, and they're going to be talking about learn free and low-cost ways to design flyers, reports, social media posts, increase your engagement, write press releases that get noticed. And so if you're in a small nonprofit, or, we're not going to turn anybody away. So if you're in a small business and you want to learn a little bit more about marketing, both of these ladies are very experienced and we'll have some great tips for you. So that is Wednesday, April 10th at 9 a.m. And we are going to be doing these at Muscatine Community College at the Larson Hall Video Studio. So that way they can also be played on public access and then watched if, sometimes if you have a small staff in a nonprofit, not everybody can go at the same time. Or if there's turnover and things like that they'll be recorded so people can access them at a later time. Yeah. So there is an RSVP requested, at least, and it's Karina at UnitedWayMuscatine.org. But we will have this on our website. I know this is on Facebook, but we'll have it on Facebook again soon to remind folks. It is one of our events on our Facebook page.
Gotcha.
So that's a great opportunity. And then last but not least, so we haven't really talked much, Jordan, that we host the Community Partnerships for Protecting Children grant for Muscatine County. And every county gets one of these grants. It's through Iowa Department of Public Health. And the idea of these grants is to build a consortium of people that are all working towards protecting children. And there's some funding that comes, and then we sub-grant that out to the community, and we do different activities promoting child protection, basically. And so one of the things that we do is we do some promotion around Child Abuse Prevention Awareness Month, which is April. So this is not just Extension. This is all of the people and part of the collaborative and that shared decision-making board. But we work with that group, and one piece of this is Blue Out Day. Were you here last year for Blue Out Day? Do you remember?
I don't remember. It's kind of ringing a bell now that I'm thinking about it.
Okay.
Just like the back of your head kind of thing.
So it's just a social media opportunity to build awareness about child abuse and prevention and awareness month. And it's going to be Friday, April 5th this year. And that's a statewide date that everybody does. And we encourage people, wear blue. And take a picture, and post it on social media. And
you guys have a hashtag, something like that?
Yes, it's hashtag Great Childhoods Muscatine.
Okay.
So I'm gonna put it up here just in case. Hashtag Great Childhoods Muscatine, and it's just a great opportunity to just pledge that you are, in support of
this,
Child Abuse Awareness and Prevention Month. And, and then there will be some drawings for different sectors. So we do a school drawing, and we do a business drawing, and then like a family drawing. So if you put it out there with the hashtag, the committee kind of goes through those and then puts people in for those drawings. And so it's just a fun way. There will also be other things going on throughout the month of April to raise awareness too. just kind of on a sideline of that, I used to sit on the Foster Care Review Board, which is a board of citizens that review the cases of kids who have been in foster care every 6 months. And I've recently seen a email go through that they're really looking for foster parents right now. So it's also a great time that if you feel like you would have the space in your life for a foster child, I would encourage folks to find out more information because I know there's a great need. It's definitely a commitment and that you have to be ready for and have the support to do, I think, from your family and things like that too. But if anybody's been wondering about it, now's the time to inquire.
Excellent.
Yeah,
Excellent,
so that's
excellent.
kind of a sideline. It doesn't have anything to do with extension, but it is a need in our community.
Right, and that's what it's all about. Just taking care of those needs that, there's needs that can be met, and you guys are working to meet them. So that's awesome.
Yeah, so we got lots of stuff going on. And again, I've said this before, if you want to get an email once a month into your inbox that highlights our different programs and events coming up, give our office a call at 263-5701 and give Shirley your email address, and we'll add it to our monthly mailing list, and it will come right to your inbox because it's kind of hard sometimes. We have, the Master Gardener stuff, and we are planning the Master Gardener training for this fall. That's going to be coming up, too. We have ag programs and continuing education around pesticide applicator and things like that, and we have all of our 4-H youth development programming, so lots of things happening.
Yep, very busy. Well, thanks.
Human sciences.
Thanks so much, Chris. I really appreciate having you on this morning. It's always great to get to talk to you about everything the Muscatine Extension Office is up to because you guys are busy.
Yes, we're always busy. Thank you, Jordan.
Thank you, Krista, for joining us. This is Moving Forward, brought to you by Muscatine Power and Water. As always, go and check out their website, mpw.org. You can see all their services, and right now it's try it before you buy it. So try all of their services that you want, and you can try them before you buy them. How nice is that? mpw.org. Thanks again for joining us for Moving Forward here on thevoiceofmuscatine.com.
This has been Moving Forward on KWPC AM 860 FM 95.1, the voice of Muscatine. Moving Forward is brought to you by MPW Digital TV and Mocklink Internet, a designated Blue Zones worksite. Browse to mpw.org. And remember, Moving Forward. Local guests making good things happen in the community. Weekdays at 8:15.
Funeral announcements are